Hello and welcome to this special webinar on Outlook for Gold. I have with me Mr. Sachin Jain, Research Analyst, ICICI Direct, to talk on gold and how investment in gold can be done. Welcome, Sachin.
Well, thank you, Gitu.
Sachin, we all know that Indians have a special fascination for gold. They have this lust for gold. But do you think now the time has come when Indians need to understand that gold is an investment instrument too? And do you think it's a right time to really get into gold investment?
Yeah, so we all know, we all Indians emotionally or sentimentally have been investing in gold since ages now, and it has delivered a good kind of a wealth for many investors, our ancestors, our fathers, our forefathers. But it is also important to know actually how much return the gold has actually generated, to so that we can make a comparison between various asset classes. So if you look at it, the gold returns since last 50 years, so since last 1970s,
Mhm.
gold in Indian terms has delivered a return somewhere around upwards of 8%. 8% annualized return it has delivered in the last 40, 50 years.
Mhm.
If you look at the global returns in gold, because the gold is more of an international asset class, it is traded in US dollars.
Yeah.
In gold terms, it has delivered somewhere around 3.5% return.
Okay.
So if you look at the Indian returns, around 8% return in the last 50, 40, 50 years.
Mhm.
But if you look at the chart, just to understand how gold returns has panned out. So in the last 50 years, if you see since 1980s to 2000, the gold has delivered around, 6, 7, 8% kind of return.
Mhm.
Then if you look at the period between 2002 to 2012, gold has delivered actually super normal return, somewhere around 6x returns in 10 years, in a matter of 10 years. If you
Yes.
look at gold returns, say from 2012 to 2018, gold actually delivered 0% return. So no return in 6 years. But again, if you look at the last 2 years, somewhere around September 2018 to August 2020, gold is up around 75%. And again, now the gold is down around 10 to 15% from its recent high. So the point being, if you look at the last 50, 40, 50 years kind of a chart of gold returns, the
Mhm.
return of gold is non-linear. So
Mhm.
sometimes it delivered a 7, 8%, 5%, 4% kind of return. Somewhere it does not deliver any return, for a span of 5, 6, 7 years. And sometimes it delivers 6x kind of return in 10 years. So while investing in gold, investors need to be aware that it's more of a volatile kind of a return, which generally gold delivers. Sometimes it delivers, sometimes it doesn't deliver.
Mhm.
But on a long-term basis, you can expect somewhere around, 5, 6, 7, 8% kind of a return in gold.
Mhm. So while long-term returns that you said is between 8 to 9%, but why buy gold then? I mean, you just explained us because it has been very volatile. Some years you are without returns, some year you get exorbitant returns. So why do you then think it is right to invest in gold?
Yeah, so it is important now. So why gold now? So gold after having risen around 75% in last 2 years from September 2018 to August 2020. So in the last 6, 7, 8 months, the gold has been consolidating. Actually, it has fallen around 15 to 20%, from the recent highs of around 55,000 rupees per 10 grams. It had fallen to around 43,000 odd rupees. And now things seems to have stabilized now. So from around 43,000 rupees kind of levels, we are now around 47,000, 48,000 rupees, per 10 grams. So gold seems to be stabilizing now. One of the main important reason for the gold again, picking up the pace from the bottom is global inflation. So inflation risk is rising globally. So if
Okay.
you look at it, in the last 1 year, post-COVID, in the post-COVID world, the commodity prices have risen significantly. In the last 1.5 year, be it, steel, copper, aluminum, zinc, the crude oil prices have more than doubled or doubled at least all the commodities.
Yes.
So in fact, crude has, risen around from $30 per barrel to around 65, $70 per barrel. Commodities are up somewhere around 60% to 90% in the last 1 year. Even the agri commodity prices have risen, be the beet prices, sugar prices, globally I'm talking about. So this secular uprise in commodity prices has risen to rising inflation expectation. So that's why we are seeing, even the US bond yields have risen. There has been campaigns by the central bankers, even by the market participant, that inflation expectation is rising. So gold generally does well in a rising inflation environment. So rising inflation environment currently is good for gold. That's the one reason to invest gold now. Second, gold has already fallen from around 10-15% from the recent highs. So you are getting 10 to 15% cheaper, from the recent highs. Third point being that the central bankers, are not in a hurry to hike interest rates. So we have seen the US Federal Reserve categorically mentioning that they might not be hiking rate until 2023. So we are still a 2-year kind of an horizon where the US may hike rates. Even the Reserve Bank of India has said that they will be maintaining the accommodative liquidity stance at least for the foreseeable future. So even RBI is likely to maintain the accommodative stance or not hike rates. So global central bankers are also likely to keep interest rates lower for longer, at least for the time being. The fourth point being the other fixed income instruments. You look at it, the FD returns which we are getting right now. We look at the rate being cuts in a small savings, the NSCs, the PPFs of the worlds. Even the debt mutual funds ka return are also declining. So we are getting around 5-6% kind of a return. So these are few of the points which makes gold attractive at current point of time. So if I can just reiterate, 4 points: gold already down around 15% from the recent highs.
Right.
Global inflation risk is rising. Third, global central bankers are likely to keep rates low, at least for the next foreseeable future, for the next 1 to 2 years. And the other fixed income instruments are giving very suboptimal kind of returns. So all this combination makes gold a good investment asset class from current level perspective.
Sachin, there are lots of options available for investing in gold. Like you can go on any exchange and buy gold from there, or you can, physically buy gold, or you have gold ETFs which are tradable and can be invested in. Of all these, you have sovereign bonds which are available. Of all these options which are available for investors to invest in gold, which one would you opt for and why?
So from a various option perspective, I think the sovereign gold bonds are a clear winner. So, if I can just tell you just a mathematical terms, gold, the government of India has introduced such a wonderful thing. They are giving you 2.5% annual interest extra over and above the gold returns. So whatever gold returns you are getting, you will get 2.5% per annum bank interest, which will be get credited to your bank account on a semi-annual basis. So 2.5% it will be credited to your bank account.
Okay.
Second, if you just assume, just from a comparison perspective, if you assume gold return to be somewhere around 6%, and since sovereign gold bonds are the capital gains of sovereign gold bonds are tax exempt, so there are no capital gains tax on sovereign gold bonds. So effectively, other forms of investment, gold investment like gold ETFs or physical gold, they attract tax in the range of 20% with indexation, which effectively comes to around 10%. So assuming 6% gold return, the sovereign gold bond returns becomes 6.7% pre-tax. So 6.7% gold return on SGB pre-tax plus 2.5% return or the interest which government is giving you, assured returns. So 6.7% plus 2.5% comes to 9.2%. So effectively on SGBs or sovereign gold bonds, you are getting 9.2% pre-tax returns. Now, if you compare with any other instruments like the bank FDs, which are giving you somewhere around 5.5-6%, debt mutual funds, the current YTMs of the debt mutual fund, the typical corporate bond funds, or even the medium term funds, on an average, the YTM or the return expectation is likely to be around 6%. Even the RBI bonds, which are available for investors, they are currently offering around 7.15% interest for a 7-year kind of a period. So if you compare 6% to 7% and compare with pre-tax return of 9.2%, you are getting 2% to 3% extra on sovereign gold bonds. And lastly, they are being issued by the RBI on behalf of the government of India. So there is no counterparty risk per se also. So you are getting 2%, 3% extra issued by the government of India, by the RBI, available online, with the convenience of a click. Of a click, you just can buy and redeem. And what else you want? High return, convenience, liquidity, everything else. So that's why I think the sovereign gold bonds, are a clear no-brainer for me.
Sachin, what is the minimum and the maximum investment one can do in these sovereign gold bonds, and what is the maturity period for the same?
Yeah, so there is no maximum limit to the sovereign gold bonds. You can invest whatever amount you want. With respect to the period, I think the product, the sovereign gold bonds are of an 8-year tenure. But after 5 years, every 6 months, the government will give you an option to redeem. So basically, after 5 years, every 6 months, you will get an exit option. If you want, you can redeem. If you want to continue till 8 years, you can continue till 8 years. So 8 year is the product. After 5 years, it becomes liquid, kind of an instrument, and you can withdraw whenever the government gives you an option. So that's the point. Another one point which I want to highlight, the people just want to ask that, what about the exit risk? What if the gold prices are down after 5 years, after 8 years, when I'll be getting my money back? So you can always, gold ETFs are always an option which is available for investors. You can just redeem that money, invest in gold ETFs, and you can take it out whenever the gold prices are high. So there is no reinvestment risk per se, because you have a gold ETF as an option to invest. So whenever you get your money back after 8 years, say for example the gold is down, you redeem that amount and invest in gold ETFs, and just let it remain invested in gold, because it will give you a gold exposure. And then whenever the gold prices are up, you can redeem whenever you want, and it's a liquid product, gold ETFs, so you can withdraw whenever you want. So even the reinvestment risk or the exit risk is also not there in SGB, practically speaking.
Mhm. Sachin, one more thing about gold prices that you spoke, that on an average, it has been giving you 8 to 9% annualized return from last 50 years. It is linked to dollars. It is denominated in dollars. Now that we're expecting some kind of an economic pickup and revival in global economy and majorly USA, where it is expected dollar may go up and may strengthen against major currencies. If so happens, so what is the kind of impact that you foresee on gold?
So actually, that's where the beauty of gold comes in, because we as an investor are investing in Indian rupees. So whatever the movement of the dollar is, it will get reflected in my USD INR currency rates. So if dollar appreciates, the INR will depreciate. So in fact, the depreciation of INR will give me higher return in golds. So gold rising is also good. Gold remaining stable is also good. In fact, gold depreciating is also good, because ultimately gold is denominated in US dollar. And if dollar depreciate, the global prices of gold will rise. So ultimately, you will get the benefit of gold prices. So whichever way, whether in the global prices terms or in Indian prices terms, ultimately on a medium term basis, the currency risk or the cross currency or the global risk is not there per se materially, because it's being denominated in dollar and we are investing in Indian rupees terms.
Sachin, one last question I wanted to know is that in these sovereign gold bonds, it is to be held till maturity. Can I withdraw if before 5 years? No.
No, actually, yes. So in fact, the SGBs are likely to be traded on stock exchange. So you can redeem, just like what the typical mutual funds or typical shares or ETFs are there. You can withdraw, you can sell on exchange, and you can get your money back. It's just that the taxation will differ, because you will not get the capital gains taxation benefit, which otherwise you would have got if you had held till maturity. So except capital gains tax impact, you can always sell those sovereign gold bonds which are going to be listed on stock exchange, and they are listed, and they are pretty decent liquidity as well. So you can always so in case of an emergency, you can always redeem in stock exchange. So no, from that perspective, emergency liquidity is also being taken care of.
Mm-hmm. So it's a beautiful instrument. I mean, you have liquidity available. You can withdraw before maturity period. You don't have to hold till maturity, and the tax, benefit that you'll be getting for investing in sovereign bonds would be huge. Thank you so much, Sachin, for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and such a beautiful insight into investing in gold.
Yeah, thank you, Giti. Thank you for having me.